Hi, boys and girls. It's Miss Vidmar here. Happy Tuesday. I hope that you are all doing well this morning. I am making a video for a Unit 11, Week 1, second grade FUNdations lesson. I'm going to teach you a new concept along with some older concepts that we were learning when we were back in school, and just to kind of remind you of how to build words and the glued sounds and the suffixes and the different patterns that are present when we come across different words when we're reading. So I'm going to start with our flashcards, and I will give you a second to process or repeat Ms. Vidmar after I flash the card. Okay, so Q-U, queen, qua. V, van, v. J, jug, j. K, kike. S, snakes. Let me put some of these down because there's so many in my hand. C, zebra, z. X, fox, x. O, I, coin, oi. So this is a vowel team right here. O, Y, boy, oi. They both make the same sound, but they have different spelling patterns. A, I, bait, A. That gives us a long A sound. A, Y, play, A. That gives us another long A sound. O, R, horn, or. This is in an R-controlled word. A, R, car, R. Same thing. This is an R-controlled word. We don't hear the A. We hear the R. The R is very strong and bossy. E, R, her, A-L-L, ball, all. A, apple, a. O, octopus, a. I, itch, I. E, ed, e. U, up, L, lamp, l. Here comes some more. OLD, cold, old. This is a glued sound. These are our green tiles. IND, find, ind. IVE, give, if. AN, fan, an. INK, pink, ink. CK, sock, TH, thumb, CH, chin, ch. SH, ship, sh. WH, whistle, wah. You are burn, This is another R-controlled combination. IR, bird, earth. These both say the same sounds. And Y, yellow, ya. W, wind, wa. B, bat, ba. ONK, honk, onk. D, dog, duh. N, nut, ONG, song, ong. ING, ring, ing. ANG, fang, ang. UNG, lung, ung. ANK, bank, ank. C, cat, P, pan, p. H, hat, M, man, F, fun, f. T, tat. G, game, g. R, rat, We're going to skip that one. AM, ham, am. We'll skip these ones today. UNK, junk, unk. Sorry, some of these are upside down. A, acorn, A. That's a long A sound. OST, post, oast. ILD, wild, ild. And OLT, colt, olt. Okay, so those are some review ones. And then today we're going to learn a new concept, okay, that some of you might already have learned in school, or maybe you remember from last year. Okay, we're going to work on the vowel teams EE, EA, and EY. Okay, so the first one is E, Jeep, E. Okay, I only hear that first E. The first vowel does the talking, the second one does the walking. Okay. E-A, eat, E. Remember, I don't hear that A. That E is so powerful that I don't hear that A sound. And then E-Y, key, E. Okay, so we're going to work with those three today. And then I just want to review a few suffixes with you really quick before we get started on building some words and doing a few other things, okay? This suffix here, ed, that you've learned, it can be in words like called or jumped or smiled. You can hear when a word has ed over here, the ending of it can say the sound t, d, or ed, okay? Depending on the word and the letters that are combined with it to make the word, the ending can say a couple different sounds, okay? So it can sound like, for example, in the word looked, I spell looked, L-O-O-K-E-D, but when I say the word looked, I hear a T at the end. But if I were to spell the word like this, looked, that doesn't look right. L-O-O-K-T. So I'm going back to my reading strategies and saying, I hear a T, but is any word spelled like that where K and T are next to each other? No. Okay, so I know that that's not right. Okay, then you can have words that end in ed that sound like duh. Sorry. That sound like duh or that sound like ed. Okay, these words usually make it past tense if you have a suffix ed. So maybe like yesterday, I saw my mom and dad and I gave them a hug and smiled at them. That was yesterday, okay? Then I have suffix s here. That makes things plural, or it can mean that you have more than one object of something. So I could say, what's a good example? During the summer, there are a lot of bugs that fly around at night, maybe by your patio. That would mean that there's more than one bug, okay? Then ing here, ing, ring, ing. That ing sound can also be at the end of a word, okay? So it can tell you like you're doing an action. So maybe like at track practice, I was running so fast that I came in first place in the race. Okay, you're currently doing that action. You're running. Or right now, currently, I am smiling at you and telling you how much I miss you. Smiling is an action that I am doing right now at this moment. Okay, or if you see me itching, okay, that would be something that I'm doing right now at this moment. Okay, another suffix is less, less. That means that we are without something, that it's not present, it's not there. So if I say that yesterday I was being careless and I tried to carry too many groceries into the house and I dropped the egg cartons, okay, and all the eggs cracked. Careless means that I wasn't being very careful. I wasn't being very smart. I was thinking that I could carry all these groceries in by myself and I dropped the eggs. Okay. So that would mean those are a couple suffixes that you are aware of and that you know. Okay. All right. Let me review real quick the 3 cards again, and we're going to go ahead and get started. Okay, as soon as Miss V, here we go. So remember, we're working on that long E sound. So E, Jeep, E, E-A, eat, E, and EY key E. So these are different patterns that we can have when we come across words, okay? So right now, Miss V is going to build some words on her magnetic board, and bear with me because I kind of have to hold up the board while I teach you, okay? And you know in school that all these little magnetic letters and glute sounds can fall off very easily, okay? So again, E, Jeep, E, EA, eat, E, and EY, key, E. These are syllables with E, with that long E sound. These are called double vowel syllables, okay? Or a vowel team, okay? Each get one tap. So if I am building, let's try some words. And I'm missing 2 letters on my board, so I might have to use my marker to fill in some letters, okay? So let's say my word is Jeep, just like the card says, okay? Jeep. I'm going to tap that out. Try and tap it with me. I'm going to go Jeep. Jeep. One more time. Jeep. Jeep. I'm not going to say Jeep. Jeep. That doesn't make sense. That's not a word that my brain recognizes, okay? So it's Jeep. Jeep, okay? And I would use that EE vowel team, okay? And you might have to kind of play around since it's a new concept for you. I might look at it like that and analyze it. That doesn't look right, okay? So I know that I really think that that double EE is correct, okay? And notice when I clap out Jeep, it has one syllable, okay? Let's build. So I'm going to spell that back. Jeep. Okay. And then let's go ahead and build eat. Okay. Eat. I can bring down my EA vowel team here. And then I hear, bear with me, sorry. It's kind of difficult to hold the board and teach you at the same time, but we're going to work with it. Okay. Nothing's perfect. Okay. So here's my EA vowel team. Okay. Or my double vowel. And I hear T at the end. So let's tap that out. Eat. It only has 2 sounds. Eat. Eat. I see my 2 sound boxes. Okay. EA is a vowel team together. You never separate them. And you don't hear it as EA. Okay. It's just eat. Okay. So I'm going to spell that back. EANT. And then let's try the one with EY. Okay. Key. Again, these are the words on the cards, so they're familiar with you. Key. Let's tap that out. K, E, key. K, E, key. Okay. That looks right. I wouldn't really think that that would look right. Okay. So you have to kind of double check. Okay. Spell it back. K-E-Y. All right, now we're going to go on to some harder words. So I am going to build some more words for you, and I'm going to talk about them. And then later this week, I will probably record another video to give you more words to practice with. And this time I want you to build them. So while I'm building, before I start building, give me a second to tell you. You're probably thinking, well, Miss Vidmar, I don't have a magnetic board at home. That's fine. There are other ways that you can be creative to help you build words. You could use Play-Doh, okay? You could form the words. You could use just a simple dry erase board and a marker. Okay. You can use a piece of paper and a pencil. Okay. Like I said before in one of my other videos, these are obviously different circumstances that we are in. You may not have all of your supplies that you had at school, which is okay. It doesn't mean that you can't work on your strategies and your spelling skills, because Miss Vidmar is here working on it at home. And like I told you, I am missing, if you can see, I and J. So I'm improvising and I'm using a dry erase board marker, okay? It doesn't have to be perfect, boys and girls, okay? But the one thing I want you to do is to practice, okay? We have to make sure that we're still utilizing our skills. We can't fall behind here because of what's going on outside of our control, okay? So you can use a dry erase board marker, paper, pencil. You can use markers and pencil. You can use chalk outside, challenge your neighbor or your brother and sister or your mom and dad, grandma, grandpa, whoever's with you. You can use Play-Doh, like I said. You can use M&Ms and Skittles with with mom and dad. Get creative. There's always a way to solve a problem. You don't need your magnetic FUNdations board to complete this. Okay. So with that, I'm going to build a couple more words with you, and then we'll talk about marking them a little bit also. Okay. So let's try the word cheap. Okay. Cheap. And remember, I'm working on these vowel teams of E-A, E-E, E-Y. So cheap. Ch, eep. Cheap. Ch, eep. Cheap. I hear ch, ch, ch. That should be my CH digraph. Ch, eep. Okay, so this is where I kind of have to play around with my vowel teams and see what looks right. Cheap. Okay. Let's look. Ch, eep. Cheap. So there's that E-A vowel team. Let's try this one. E-E. Ch, eep. They both say cheap. I'm not going to use the Y one because Y is usually at the end of a word. So it wouldn't look right in the middle. Okay, but I'm looking at these two. Which ones do I think look right? Cheap is actually spelled with the E-A vowel team. Okay, and that's what looks right to my brain also. Cheap. Okay, that means like if something that has to deal with money. So if something is not expensive, it's cheap. So buying this marker by itself would probably be 50 cents to $1. Okay. That would be cheap compared to a cell phone that costs several $100s. Okay. So cheap is non-expensive. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead